There, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Alcove small indoor-outdoor wall sconce from Hubbardton Forge. This is the 30-2555. I think this would be awesome in a bathroom. You could, if you're using this inside, you can face them down. You can also face them up, and they can throw out quite a bit of light. If you're using them outside, they always have to face down, and they are, again, throws out tons of light. Let's talk about the size of the fixture itself. 15.8 inches from the bottom of the fixture to the very top of the fixture, 5.8 inches in width. Projection from the wall coming out is coming about 7.3 inches. Coming in at 3.2 pounds, so it's super light. Backplate 7.6 by 5 inches. It's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box. And the mounting height from the bottom of this fixture, if it's pointing down, to the middle of the junction box is 12 inches, something you should know. Let's get into the glass on it. You're going to be using, they're offering it in two different types of glass. So you're going to have, one of them is going to be frosted, and it's kind of like a clear that's been sandblasted on the inside, so you're really not going to see the bulb that much. The other one's going to be clear, and it sounds just like what it is, clear. So you are going to be able to see the bulb, and that's going to kind of influence most likely the type of bulb you guys are going to want to use. Pretty versus non-pretty, also pretty, still non-pretty. But again, it's up to you what you guys use in these things. We'll go over bulbs in a second. So let's talk about the size of that glass. 3.94 inches in diameter by 12.95 inches long. Makes a big difference because it kind of dictates what kind of bulbs you can put into this. If you want to go incandescent, old school, you're going to be limited to 100 watts for an incandescent bulb because of the heat generated by that bulb, and that's expected pointing down. If you want to go LED, and then you probably can, there's pretty much anything that'll fit into that is going to be fair game. So it's going to be using a medium base socket, which is very simple, and I can use a variety of bulbs. The recommended bulb size is going to be an A19. So an A19 is the same size as just a regular bulb we all grew up with, this little guy. It's not so little. An A20 is going to be slightly bigger, but this is coming in a little under 3 inches, and I know that the diameter of the glass is 3.94, so there's a good chance I could probably get this in. And I have found these up to almost 200 watt equivalent LEDs out in the world. And I picked this up in Vermont at a local hardware store. So if I can get it here, you can get it where you guys are. Let's kind of touch base on something else really quick. If you are in the sunny state of California and you are building a new building or renovating and you're pulling permits, and the guy's going to come out and check everything from the town and the city, they're going to probably have you do Title 24 compliant fixtures for outside. So one of those things is going to be that you can't use a socket like this in which you could put the dreaded incandescent bulb from our past into. What they want is something that's going to lock you into using either a fluorescent or most likely an LED. So in that situation, the best thing to do would be to email us and say you're looking at a 30-2555. That's the small one, but there are other sizes too, and also outdoor lanterns, and tell us that you are looking for a Title 24 compliant fixture for you to use. We can most likely do this, which is a GU24 socket setup. See that little one? It's got two little holes in there, two little prongy things here. Just kind of goes like that. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, and we do custom fixtures all the time like this. And then they have to give us their blessing that it's going to be okay on this fixture. And I send that over to you. Adds a little time and money, but it gets you over that threshold of what you guys are up to, okay? So that's for California people. If you're just a good old-fashioned other American, or doesn't matter where you are, it could be Canadian or someplace else, you're going to be getting this. And this is just going to be a medium base, so E26 base porcelain, just so you know. Hopping back into our bulb story, there are other bulbs that we talked about. Like this is a T6. These come in T8s, and they come in T10s that are just longer, like the shape of a hot dog. These come incandescent. They usually max out about 60 watts because they're used in exit signs all over the place. They're easy to find, and this can look pretty cool, especially in the clear one where they're going to be coming down like this. And I think Hubbardton actually has some of these photographs using these kind of bulbs. If you wanted to go LED, so again, 60 watt equivalent most likely. Some of these are 40 watt equivalent LEDs, but there's no limit, like I said. So it's really goes back to, can I get the bulb into the glass? We talked about the size of the glass, so I'm not really too worried about it. Easy to find at any hardware store. If you are in the middle of nowhere, then easy to find online, just as easy. So there you go. I talk about the color of light coming out LEDs, and it's going to be pretty important, especially on the clear one in this. And what your application is going to be. If you're going to be using it in the bathroom versus using them outside, or it doesn't have to be a bathroom inside. It could be used anywhere. It's a really beautiful sconce in its own right. 2700 Kelvin, that's the color of the setting sun. That's going to be what LEDs are offered in the beginning, so just remember that. Way on the other side of that, they're going to be offering what's called daylight, which doesn't, it sounds pretty warm, but it's not very warm. That's going to be that bluish white light you see in a hospital. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale, so remember that. In the middle of all that is what we use in our showroom, which is called warm white, and that's 3,000 Kelvin. That is the light coming down on this desk right now from LEDs above me. These are just good old-fashioned, these are basically these. So, and they throw a beautiful light, almost like a nice warm incandescent glow of our past. And if you're going to be using these inside, you might want to put them on a dimmer. If you're actually using these on like a covered porch or maybe a patio outside around a pool or something like that, again, I would probably put them on a dimmer as well. Other applications like on the front of your house where you need a lot of light to go out and you really don't care about dimming it, doesn't really matter. But they are dimmable. If you're using an incandescent bulb in this, it's just a regular dimmer. If you want to use any of these LEDs, again, make sure that they say dimmable LED when you are buying them and buy the correct dimmer for this. They only use aircraft grade aluminum to make all of their outdoor lighting, and the reason they do that is because aluminum holds up better than any other material in harsh extreme weather. When you go out and you're out in the world, look up and you'll see those jet airlines flying up there way above your head. They're all made out of aluminum for a reason, because it holds up beautifully, it welds beautifully, it doesn't rust, it's very light, and it's just the best material to use outside. So on top of that, they have developed these outdoor baked epoxy powder coats that can go over this and make them pretty much indestructible, and we're going to talk about that right now. So how they do this, you'll notice in the picture next to me, there's a picture of a woman, and she's actually shooting powdered finish at the fixture, and they take the fixture, let's say this is the fixture to begin with, okay? They wire it up with a wire here, a wire coming down. They run a small amount of electricity through it to make it positive. And what that does, it makes it attract everything around it. So when she's over there spraying little bits of powdered finish, what it's going to do, it's going to go over the entire fixture. It's going to get into every nook, every cranny, top, bottom, sides, the whole thing. They're going to take that fixture, they're going to put it into an oven. That's going to melt that down and make it into a hard epoxy shell. And it makes it, incredibly strong. Because they do this, and these things have been tested in these wind chambers where they have shot, salty seawater at them, basically, because that's what's going to happen on a beach, right? Where a lot of these things are going to end up. They had to really do that to make sure that they're going to hold up for you. And because they have done that, they offer the best warranty for the entire lighting industry. And you can see that over on the left-hand side of your screen. Limited lifetime warranty for residential use, and check it out, and it'll really make you feel better about their products. Okay. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about our showroom in Vermont. We have over 350 Hubbardton forged fixtures spread across 2 floors. We actually have a What's on Display page on our website. It's over in the red tabs over on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can open up that and check it out. Showroom has also a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an amazing deal for you. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you guys are going to come visit us, do me a favor, bring a big SUV, if you can, if you have one, only because the boxes are set up for shipping. Measure everything you can think of. So measure with a measuring tape, measure your ceilings, measure counters, tables, distances between junction boxes and things like ceilings, because if you're looking, you want to make sure when you're looking at these things that they're going to be able to be used by you for your needs, okay? And then also bring an iPad. If you guys are doing a project and you have a tablet laying around at home, take pictures with that. Take pictures, and you can bring that tablet in, and we can go through all those pictures together and look and see what you guys are doing, and I can help you out on that, okay? So when you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets and custom things, are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you that on the page for it, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then on top of all that, we offer a rush program. So in order for you to get all of these different finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. It takes generally about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it is super, super inexpensive. A lot of people don't even know about it. If you want to know about it, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. You can also call 802-446-2400 during business hours. And so I'm here every day except Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys want to talk to me, And then you can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. So I think that kind of wraps things up on this. You guys have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.